Hello, my name is Mark Beech, and this is my presentation on what a lead console designer at Xbox is, and why I want to be one, and why it's my dream job. So, first of all, why would I want to be this? Well, it all started way back when I started playing Xbox for the first time, a long time ago, on the original Xbox console on the far left. And I just remember having a blast playing Halo and a bunch of other games, like, and just the good times I had with that. Also, then I got older, and like around 2008, a year after the 360 came out, I ended up getting that. And honestly, some of my greatest memories are on this console, playing it with friends and just messing around, playing games like Call of Duty, Halo, other games like that, and just the fun times I had. And then I got older, and the Xbox One started to come out. I started to get really interested in the details of it, like what it can do, the power that the console has, all of these things that I'd never really thought of before I started getting into it and really excited for the release of it. Then I got it on release, and now I'm waiting on the Xbox Series S, keeping up with all the newest information that Xbox leads. So I really love Xbox. I'm an Xbox fanboy, and it's just my dream job to work there. But what do they actually do? Well, the designers, this is kind of an ambiguous job because Xbox doesn't really release what their designers do, I guess out of fear of competition and just it's classified for them and they don't want people copying their ideas. So basically, the designer will design the layout of the interior of the console, where all the parts will go, where all the pieces will go. They'll help design the look of the console and help with design of the individual things. But mostly they deal with layout and the outside. They don't really deal with the specific components. That's usually the engineer's job. So they make this. Everything you see here, the designer will help in the process of making them in one way or another. And it's really cool to see that. So they work with the cooling system, how to get the air flowing, where the air will flow through, how to make it lay out perfectly, that way it'll stay cool. They know where to put the fan and where to put the motherboard. Interesting fact about this motherboard is the first split motherboard in consoles, which means that it is not one solid motherboard. It's split in half basically, and it allows for air to flow through it. That way it can stay cool and do its job well. They also work with the SSD and the CPU, the processor, the storage. They help with all of those things. All of those things the designers will help with. So what qualifications are needed? Well, again, with the ambiguity, you would probably need to be an electrical engineer to know the components of it, to know how they work and stuff like that. I think that would really help. Also, experience in the industry would be very useful probably because it's a very high position at Xbox. Also, you might need to be an industrial designer because they're the people that design industry products basically. They design the way they look. That way they're pleasing to people and don't look terrible and aren't inefficient with the way they look. So what contribution do they have? Well, Xbox designers, will they add knowledge to the engineering field because through their research and new ideas and breakthroughs, they find out new things and find out how to make things more efficient, like improving graphics, load times, the size of the console, the compactness, the storage, etc. Speaking of size and storage and power, making things smaller that that are still very powerful. Let's look at this by IGN, and they posted this on their Twitter, basically comparing the Xbox Series X, which is the big mini fridge-looking console, and its size compared to all those things. The one I really want to focus on is the original Xbox. The Series X is so much more powerful than the original Xbox, yet so much more compact. It's amazing to see that growth. And even the Xbox Series S, which has the same power of the Series X, just with less graphics capabilities and no disc tray, basically, and less storage. And it's even smaller than that. So that's just amazing to see what Xbox is doing, and I would love to be a part of that. So yeah, that's basically why I want to be a console designer at Xbox. Thank you for listening, and see ya.